Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Chris Olivier. This is my channel, Best Day Ever Today. Today I'm going to take about seven minutes to talk about my experiences in working with people and in trying to establish or identifying what it is that people that have been stuck or struggled with various aspects of their lives, what it is that they've done that I've seen or realized that has given them the best possible opportunity at living a different life and in finding some meaning, some more happiness and joy in their lives. Right after this. Okay, I'm going to jump right into it. So in my personal experience and in the years that I've been doing the work that I do, doing counseling, some therapeutic work, some group work, and just general interaction with people, and also in making my own mistakes, I've identified 5 aspects, 5 things that people do. There are more, and I'll talk about the others, but 5 things that people do that's given them a different life or a shot at living differently and moving towards happiness and joy. Number 1, I call it the 3 C's: curiosity, consistency, connectedness. Essentially what I mean by that is, so I'm here right now, I'd like to be here in my life, identifying what is in between, what are the obstacles that'll get me towards where it is that I would like to go. In the 3 C's that I've mentioned, the first thing is I found that a lot of the people have become disconnected from what their needs are, from what they really want, and in their relationships with others. What that means is that they take the risk of change and they take the risk of reconnecting with people around them and doing a little introspection and see what it is where they have potentially betrayed their needs or what it is that they want to do to move on with their lives. That is connectedness. Curiosity is that we tend to become complacent in what it is that we do. So it feels safe and it feels nice and warm, but the idea of moving towards something else can often be daunting. In fact, can be quite frightening, especially when we're in a later stage of our lives. So the importance of moving from a space of complacency towards becoming more curious about what the possibilities are, curious about what my character assets are, and curious where it is that I can go to experience something different is paramount to change. And then the final C is consistency. That is to say that I start something and I finish it. Not finishing, starting something and not finishing, in fact, demotivates us even more. It gives me the sign, or it gives me the sense that I can't achieve things, that I'm stuck, and ultimately that I'll always be stuck. So that's number 1. Curiosity, complacency, consistency. Number 2. Embrace your past. We have so much to learn from our past. And I'm not talking, people generally tend to say is learn from your mistakes. I have a slightly different take on that from working with people. And what I've realized is what they are able to embrace is their regrets, their joys, and their struggles. In particular, the idea that I take a look at my struggles and that I identify what it is that I can take my struggles and not remain stuck in them. That is to say, not to keep reflecting in the past and going and to see that I can take my struggles, find meaning in them, and put the difficulties and the sadness of the past and put it to work to inform me how to live my life differently. And when it comes to regrets, I find that the emotion most often connected to regret is guilt. And if I take it a step further from guilt, it is the sense that I have always known that I'm capable of doing more or capable of doing something different, and that I turn my back on that and not fulfill those dreams. Maybe it's the idea that I'd like to be more creative, or I'd like to add something to what I'm currently experiencing in my life. And what I've realized in my own life is that guilt is what I call a swampland emotion. We get stuck into it, and the more we try and struggle to move away from our guilt, often the more it sucks us in and the more stuck we get. Guilt is a completely useless emotion. It serves absolutely no purpose. How do I move away from guilt? It has a lot to do with self-forgiveness. Self-forgiveness is a topic I'll deal with in another vlog and another day. The third is to step into the realm of opportunity. So that is to say that I'm here right now, I've identified that I need something different in my life, that I need to change something in my life. If I stay and I keep on thinking about it and I don't act on that, I'm stuck in the realm of sameness, of no possible change. So that is to say, to identify or to specify and to become intentional. The time to be vague is over, especially in later stages of life, but even earlier on. The last thing I want to do is to reflect on my staticness, my inability to change. And in order to move forward, I need to be specific, I need to be intentional and stop being vague about what it is that I'd like to move towards. Number 4 is that perfection is the enemy of good enough. So when I look at the work that I do now, and I look at the people I aspire to to maybe emulate or to do what I do as well as them, it keeps me stuck. My way is unique. The way that I do things is unique. Only I or only you can do what you do to the best of our ability and in my unique way. And with your uniqueness or with our uniqueness comes something completely different to anything somebody else has ever done. Embrace your uniqueness. Good enough is good enough. Don't let perfection stand in the way of good enough. And number 5 is don't play it safe. When I think of my past and I think the amount of people that have told me to, look Chris, you've got to play it safe, I've realized that this is terrible advice. In fact, I've come to see that to play it safe now is a recipe for future regrets. And to get stuck in the idea or in the sense of wasted time is a very, very dark space to get into. There's one that I'd like to add to all of this, and that is the idea of zeitgeist. So zeitgeist is all about making the most of the now, that we need to work with what we have today. Here's a great truth about time. I can't buy it back, I can't do it over, and it's not a renewable resource, yet we treat it as if it is. There's a phenomena that I've come to see in the work that I do in clinics or here or from my own experiences, which I called an illusion or a delusion of reprieve. That is to say that I get stuck in the notion that when something changes, then I can. When my parents allow me to do something, then I can actually go and do it. When I'm 50, I can change my life. When my partner gives me a break, then I can do something differently. When I have money, I can do something differently. What I'm in fact doing is I'm passing my power to make my own decisions. I'm placing it in the hands of someone else. I'm saying, you change and I can move on with my life. Okay, as I promised, I try to keep it as short as possible. What I'll do in each one of those, I'll elaborate a little more on the individual points that I've made today in different blogs. For now, I want to leave the idea of these 5 points that I mentioned to you until such time as we can talk about them again. So thank you for joining me today. Please, if you enjoyed what I had to say, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys later.